now.
Right. Hello, and welcome back to the LovePod Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about House of Villains, episode 8 and 9, leading up to the grand finale next week. So let's talk about episode 8.
I just want to say I don't think I ever put up the episode 7 recap. So this
I
will
don't think
be
so.
7, 8, and 9 because why not?
We'll just put them all up at the same time.
Yeah. All right. Episode 8, 3 villains walk into a bar. Ouch. I feel like these titles are just they're getting like us. They're getting a little bit tired, holiday drag, just putting whatever they can out there.
I agree. I was writing down the title of episode 9, One Less Rat in the House to Deal With.
Yeah.
That was a weird title for an episode.
Just freaking whatever. Somebody was high and putting whatever they wanted up there.
At this point.
I can't say I blame them after Bobby Light's nominated himself.
Let's get into that.
Go. All right. Let's do it. So House hangs post kill list nominations. What are Bobby Light's insults? He's talking about his maple syrup on a pancake and
he had
white
some
on
of the
rice.
Weirdest. I don't know what he was saying, and I meant to write some of them down, but I didn't. But they were funny.
I have maple syrup on a pancake and then like white on rice on a white plate in the snow. What?
I feel like Bobby just says whatever pops in his head.
Yeah, I do that too, but I have like a half a second filter. So not everything is just complete gobbledygook. But you know what? It's Bobby Lights, and we love him and his villainous ways. I can't even Johnny Banana said he's not a villain, he's an idiot. Like what are you doing? You just lost that bag when you nominated yourself.
We're just coming off the episode where he nominated himself, and everyone's like, why would you do that?
Yeah, nobody.
That's what I had to do. No, you didn't have to do that.
No, you did not. You
certainly did not.
But knowing how much they make on Instagram now, it makes sense.
I guess so.
He had to get back home to post.
I feel like Bobby was just sitting there thinking, he was like, what could I do that no one's expecting me to do?
Yes.
And that was what he came up with.
It's a very Bobby Lights move, knowing absolutely nothing about him until House of Villains. I feel comfortable saying that.
I agree.
All right. Can I just say, I love Tanisha and Banana's relationship. It is so wholesome. Like, no matter what, no matter who backstabs who, I feel like they're going to have each other's backs. I hope I'm not wrong there.
Hopefully not. I've really come to like Tanisha a lot. I don't know. Like, if she won, I'd be happy. I don't know if she's my
how
pick,
could you
but I'd
not?
be happy.
She hired a choir to come in and freaking just crush it. She saved herself. She has her own giant closet that she hides out in, we found out.
And eats Subway.
And she brought in a hair and makeup crew on her own dime to look flawless every single day.
I love her.
I love her too.
She's iconic.
Omarosa and Shake, she's not having it. She tried, and I don't know why he was trying to jump on a sinking ship at that point to save himself. I thought it was pretty clear Omarosa her time in the house is limited, and he's trying to. I guess it doesn't matter if he knows she's going home if he makes an alliance, but I just did not think that was a good move. He's sitting pretty with Bananas.
Yeah, I don't know what Shake is doing. I guess it's like he's trying to play the field. He's trying to make sure he's in the right position.
Yeah.
But to me, him talking to Omarosa and Anfisa makes absolutely no sense. They both hate him.
Yeah, and Anfisa is like, we'll get into that in a minute, but like she really has like a personal vendetta against him.
Yeah.
She does not like him.
There's no way that they would not have stabbed him in the back.
Oh, absolutely.
Chosen that alliance.
But at least he's starting to strategize. He's not like I'm just here to hang out and have fun with everybody. He is still having fun with everybody, but like he's getting into the villain. He's stepping up. He's putting on his villain cloak.
It kind of feels like Shake fully expected to have gone home before now.
Yes.
And
Well,
he's still here. So he's like, oh,
I better
do something.
I better do something about this. He was just hanging out and then woke up and was like, oh man, I might actually have
a shot at this. And I'm surprised he's still here.
Yeah, Shake, we love you, but I think
no one expected you to get here.
Yeah, no one is that surprised as Shake that he is still there.
Yeah, and I mean, we're not really to that part yet, but he's in the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, spoiler alert. We're going to be talking about it in about 10 minutes if you didn't see last night's episode. So I'll put a spoiler tag in the beginning of the episode description.
Well, this whole episode is a spoiler.
Yeah, sorry. That's why we're here. This is literally our job, quote unquote.
Quote unquote. We're not getting paid for this.
And then our poor guy, Fairplay. What was he thinking?
There's no way that Fairplay thought Bobby was going to just go along with whatever he said. I don't believe that.
I mean, he is very strategic. So I would love to have him on again and find out like what was the move there, because he's really playing the emotions up pretty hard.
Really playing them up. And that can't be real. I think there's definitely a strategy here. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
The strategy is, well, and he's still there. So
he's still there.
He's hanging on. Did you hear when they did the little montage of Bobby Lights and he's talking, they're like all the things he's lied about? He's getting a uterus in Turkey to get pregnant.
I did hear that. I was like, okay.
I didn't Google it. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. I think, didn't a man already, there was like an episode of like the Ricky Lake show or one of those like 90s, 2000s talk shows where there was a man that was pregnant. I think who had transitioned. I don't remember how that played out. It was in the news for a while.
Well, that's what I was thinking, was he was saying like, I'm going to be the first man to get pregnant. Right. I was like, surely that's already happened, right? I don't know. I don't keep up with that, but
the uterus is what threw me, because I don't know any gynecologist, obstetrician, somebody weigh in. Like, is this something that is going to happen? He's definitely not going to be the first. No, I don't think.
But is it possible? I don't know.
And then up until we got to the comedy club, I honestly thought Aunt Visa went home. She was just nowhere to be found. So quiet. Didn't see her in the car. Wasn't talking.
Was she in the car?
I think she was sleeping.
She must have been.
I thought I saw like a lump laying down in the back seat.
Okay, that was Aunt Visa. What is she still doing here? Truly.
She's dangerous, because she has only been up for nomination once now, been on the kill list, maybe twice, and she just skirts by because there's always more important targets, but the quiet ones are always pretty deadly, so maybe she is the most important target. And like you said, she's in the finale, so the finale of 5.
Well, yeah, I mean, we started with 10, we have top 5, whatever. But well, I wonder though if like, has she always been safe because of her kind of alliance with Omarosa?
Well, that's not going to get her through anymore. She's got no one now.
Nope. So, another spoiler alert, but
whoops.
Sorry,
not sorry.
But I'm really curious to see how the final episode works. Obviously, we'll talk about that at the end. But if it was up to me, I would say she would be one of the ones to be kind of first, kind of eliminated from.
Yeah, I think so. Though, again, with Fairplay kind of stabbing Bananas in the back, it might be Bananas, Shake, Tanisha last finalist, because Fairplay doesn't really have a solid alliance now either. He played the middle, and he did say he had an alliance, with Omarosa and Bananas, which is why I was wondering if that's why he selected Bobby Lights, thinking that Omarosa would go further. But
that could be, that really could be why. Could be at least part of it.
Well, we know how that worked out. So the redemption challenge, cap it off at the comedy club, sucked.
I'm glad you felt that way about it too, because I was like, this is so boring.
It really is. Like, if the cast of the show wasn't as entertaining as they are, this show and the production, obviously, like with their funny edits and everything, like the challenges, the battle royales, which is another term they just threw in there halfway through the show. Um, just real half-assed, guys. Take some notes from the challenge or Fear Factor or something. It does look like they're going to eat something in the previews next week. But come on. Like, the best you could do is rent out a comedy club midday on a Tuesday.
Make them make Instagram captions.
Yeah, and they weren't even like, I could have seen if maybe it was a roast and there were other like villain guests there, even via satellite. There's an idea for you guys. Just don't stop phoning it in. I mean,
And speaking of the villain guests, they have completely disappeared.
yeah, what is it? I don't know. I I'm at a loss for words because it really is like, and I understand it's the first season, but like halfway through the show, they're like, oh, we should come up with names for these segments. Or, oh, we've run out of villains to come back and host, or like that couldn't be on the show. There's so many people they could have chosen to be guests and then
and
would
they're not
set
doing
up.
that anymore. It's
Yeah.
weird. There's not a lot of consistency.
No, there's really not.
with
That's a
the
good point.
format of the show.
Yeah.
Which, like, again, it is the first season, so I'm sure they'll get more consistent if it keeps going. But yeah, everything has been really, like, it almost seems like they're making it up as they go along.
Yeah, like they had a loose outline. It's like when you go to do a speech in school and you've got like a loose outline and you didn't finish reading the book. And so you're just making it up as you go along. You read the Cliff Notes and you're hoping for the best.
Yeah, it's like they'll try things and then if that works or not, they just do it or they don't do it next time. I don't know. I liked the villain guests. I thought it was something interesting.
Me too.
But I guess, I don't know.
I didn't like them all. Like, I liked that they were doing it. Danielle, maybe because I don't watch Real Housewives. So Danielle Staub, it was kind of like,
no,
what
but
are
it
you
was
doing?
funny though, just the way that she wouldn't leave and stuff. It was something else in the episode, I mean, I was excited. I guess maybe almost they'd done more with like Abby Lee Miller because, I love her. And Spencer Pratt. But
Spencer, he was so mellow that I think the dynamic that we used to see of him on reality TV and what he brought was really funny because, I mean, he's grown so much. He doesn't feel like this villain anymore, but it was still like, the crystal hippie woo-woo kind of stuff.
That's funny because, and I don't know if it's because of like, because I don't think I really interact with much stuff about House of Villains or anything on TikTok, but I was scrolling through TikTok the other day and there was some video, I think it was like a Taylor Swift related video. And the comments, most people in the comments were like, somebody told Spencer Pratt to manifest this for us. And I was like, so is that like his thing now? He's just the woo-woo?
I think so. I follow him on Instagram and on Twitter, and I don't see a ton of that. I mean, you can see like some of his outfits are a little out there, and like he has this whole thing where he like feeds hummingbirds, which I think is awesome. Like they're like very comfortable with him now. So it's a little bit there, but I don't see like, unless I missed it, this big, like, he's not shilling crystals on TikTok live. I mean, I don't know. Which, by the way, if anybody loves this show, which I would think if you're watching this episode or listening to this episode, we have a Facebook group, House of Supervillains, with Johnny Fairplay. He is in the group, he admins the group, and he is very active. So please join us on Facebook. We would love to have you there to chat about it more.
Yeah. Okay,
I don't even know.
Back to the show.
Yeah, sorry. Nice aside. Okay, so they're doing their Instagram captions, and Bobby does not know the difference between organisms and orgasms, which is slightly concerning.
He's like, you said you would autocorrect it.
Yeah. We can't autocorrect an actual
It's a real word.
Yeah. Sorry, Bobby. That might have been your downfall, but I think you set yourself up for that well before then. And then his line, "You're all corny." Like, you can't stay corny if Corinne's not around. You got to retire it. Okay, so Bananas wins the challenge. No surprise there.
By 1 point.
By 1 point. They all had some decent insults. Some of them were real digs, though. Some of those insults were rough. So now Bobby Lights is mad. He steals Bananas' cigarette, which Bananas was caught smoking in a prior episode. We didn't know he smoked, but there you go, guys. Now you have
we know.
it. It's on camera.
And he bit it.
And he bit it. That's commitment.
Like, ew.
You're going to see him doing a Nicorette sponsorship
oh, absolutely.
Next week. And then can we just take a side? Who the fuck is Margaret Gilbert?
I just really want to point out that I'm so glad you looked that up also, because I also Googled that.
Yeah. So we both Googled it. She's a British philosopher who's known for her founding contributions to the analytic philosophy of social phenomena.
Where did Bobby come up with that?
He doesn't, based on his lack of knowledge of certain common words and definitions, doesn't seem like a real well-read person.
Yeah, I don't think he knew who that was, but where did he come up with that name? That's so funny. But he was like, I don't know who that is. Just again, he just says anything that comes into his head at the moment.
Yes, but how did Margaret Gilbert come in there? Bobby Lights. And he did say, I think on Instagram or somewhere, he did say he's gonna tell all who Margaret Gilbert is. But he didn't even know at the time. He's backpedaling into that one.
If he makes a connection between Johnny Bananas and this Margaret Gilbert, I'm really interested to see how that goes.
I mean, maybe Johnny Bananas is influential in the reality TV space, which is a social phenomenon. I can loosely tie those strings, but they're going to come apart real fast.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we go into, there's a lot of time spent on these shows, just hanging in the house, drinking beers.
People talking.
So they go back to the house. Bobby tries to eat Shake's doll.
Bobby, no.
What?
All I can think about is the fact that Bobby did get voted off, and Shake's doll. Did anyone wash it? Are they machine washable? Because what happened to Shake's doll after that? I can't.
It's still there because he's still there. So hopefully some intern or PA
with know.
some Clorox is up there. Or maybe they have spares. I don't know. I mean, let's be real. It's not the grossest thing that's happened in a reality TV house. So they probably don't even think about it. And then I love Tanisha always delivers great lines. Shake is in the hot seat like baby back ribs. Like Applebee's on a date night. I love you, Tanisha. Please never change. It's hard to pick a winner now. It's hard to pick somebody to root for because they're all so great. Sorry, Anfisa. If her plan is to under the radar to win, that's great. But she's not really delivering anything that
I don't see that happening.
Yeah. Who knows? I didn't think. Yeah. I didn't think other people were going to go home as soon as they did. And then they did. So we never know. People are skating by. You wouldn't think.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're all just plotting and doing all of these alliances that aren't really alliances. None of these alliances have any weight to them.
No.
Except for maybe Omarosa and Anfisa. But,
that
was the only one I believed.
Everybody's starting to realize that even if they thought they were playing as friends, they now realize you got to do what's best for your game, like Tanisha does momentarily. And
there's only going to be one winner.
Yeah, you only one person, as far as we know, can take that 200K. So
yeah,
it's down to the
at
wire.
some point,
All right. Now we're down to the banishment ceremony of episode 8. Shake versus Bobby. The spins, the little kid in a field full of flowers, just spinning to get into his chair. Bobby, how much did you smoke? And what strain was it? Because between that and eating Shake's doll, I'm a little concerned.
It's like, this whole thing with Bobby putting himself up for elimination almost just comes across as him basically just kicking himself out of the house. And it's almost like this whole episode has just been Bobby going out with a bang. And the spinning.
Bobby Bang. That's what we should change his name to.
The spinning and
your laughter reminds me of vomit.
Yeah.
Another great Bobby Lights style line.
And Bananas laughter though was so funny the whole time though.
Bobby Bad Hairline, he called him. And then Joel coming through too. He called Shake Luther Vandross. Well, I think he said Vandross. I thought it was Vandross, but
either way, absolutely accurate though.
And then strapping him into the chair behind that wall is a potential wife. Oh, Joel McHale, we love you so. Their speeches were subpar. I really didn't have anything of note to write about that.
No.
And then you want to deliver the bad news.
And then Bobby's gone, He goes through the wall. He tells everybody they have bad fashion sense. And he's gone, just like that.
He's gone. And Tanisha's genuinely upset. I feel bad, but you had to do it, girl. You did what was best for you. You'll see him again on Instagram in 2 weeks. And at the season finale. I hope there's a reunion. I don't think there will be, but I hope so.
I would like for there to be.
And then
reunion.
Yeah. There's so many shows are not doing it these days. And it's can we just we want to know what happened after. We want to see all the behind the scenes that we've been getting in these interviews. Hear the tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we go back and Jonathan Bananas gets rid of Bobby Light's doll. He calls an Uber.
Jonathan Bananas.
Yes. I did not know that was his full name. I just thought it was Johnny Papaya this whole time. And would you go with Shake being more like the comeback kid or the herpes kid? Gifts that keep on giving.
That's a good point, though. But he really has somehow skated all of these eliminations.
He is. He's really doing. I mean, maybe all of these people, Shake and Fisa, who we think really don't know what's going on, are the biggest schemers of the game. I don't think that's the case with Shake, but.
Shake's still up to this point, in all of these interactions, he just still looks so so baby, so new to all of this.
And
but he's here.
It. Yeah, that's it for. Oh, you know what? I rolled right into episode 9. So
that's okay. Bad. That's all right. Yeah.
All right. Yes. So now we're on episode.
We're at episode 9. Yeah.
One less rat in the house to deal with. Thanks for these titles, guys. As we said.
Okay. And so we go into a new, battle royale challenge. That's what we call it now.
I didn't miss that before, right? That wasn't a thing until the last episode.
I think I would have written it down because when we watched the first couple episodes, I was listening for stuff like that, like what it was going to be called and stuff. And that was not there.
No.
But anyway, so we're going to have a different format this time because whoever wins Supervillain gets to pick 2 people to put on the hit list, and there is no redemption challenge.
Nope.
So this episode is 2 episodes in one, kind of. It's condensed because we have an elimination at the end.
Yeah, I think I prefer because the redemption, all these challenges have been really, I'm not a fan.
a bit lackluster, and also like we need to move it along. We've got one more episode.
Yeah, they could have spent that time getting rid of more people from this house.
Yeah, we really could have condensed some of these episodes for sure. Because we're left with half the house still.
Yeah.
After this.
And then there's that FU twist in this blow by blow challenge that only Anfisa seems to be taking advantage of. Again, based on, I think, a personal vendetta against Shake, because there's bigger people to go after. Like if I was going to do it to anybody, I would have done it to Bananas. Like what?
Shake is not as much of a threat.
No. I guess you could call anybody a threat at this point, but definitely, yeah, he's lower on that totem pole.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure what her strategy is there, other than maybe she just hates Shake.
Yeah, I think that is her strategy. That's all she needs.
Oh, and we didn't talk about, before they started, Omarosa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So Omarosa can't participate because the medic, whose name I meant to write down and totally forgot. I want to say it was like Derek or something. Derek, the medic.
I don't remember.
Yeah. But so then they have the interview with the medic himself, and he's like, I don't say that. I'm not a doctor.
Like, I didn't tell her that.
Yeah, no. And he's so like over it at that point with Omarosa. You can just tell he's like, oh my God, this woman. So she can't participate. She knew she wasn't going to participate wearing those Louis Vuittons with her Amazon tracksuit. Thanks, Tanisha.
So she goes to her room. She said, she was like, I'm going to go find a good seat. She straight up went to her room. She didn't watch any of this challenge.
And I really thought, even up until this point, like with milking the wrist injury and everything, that Omarosa was really just doing it to play up the villain for TV. But I think this is just her, like really unlikable person who maybe is like this in real life, because you're going a little too far. Like, suck it up, pick up the leaf blower. You're not above it. You know what you came into this house for. If you're not in it to win it, I don't see her making as much off these Instagram ads. If she even does, I don't follow her.
I can't imagine Omarosa as an influencer.
No.
Sort. But like, it's like she's not playing the game. And that's been from the beginning.
Yeah, she thinks she can carry it, I feel like, strategically, like through her alliances, or maybe she just didn't care and she wanted to go home. But
she's just here for the paycheck of being on here as long as possible, and then she's leaving.
That's a good point. I wonder how much they did get paid to be on the show, because this isn't like a beginner reality TV kind of a bag.
No.
All right, and then the winner is
Bananas again.
Once again. And
could
now
been Shake.
It could have, but that personal grudge, I guess Anfisa really did him in. But again, Anfisa, looking back, I'm wondering, and I know she said she's not coming on the podcast. That's fine. But maybe we can at least find out from her what her strategy was through a Q&A somehow.
I'm going to just give her the benefit of the doubt and say that she knows what she's doing.
Okay.
I'm going to say that. I'm going to give her that.
And now Bananas wants Omarosa to stay because she's not a floater.
I didn't understand that, because so he had this conversation say he wants Omarosa to stay.
With Tanisha, yeah.
Yeah, but then he ends up nominating her.
I think maybe he knew it was inevitable. That's the word I'm looking for. Because everybody was sick of her shit, really.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can see the logic in it, because she is so lazy about what she's doing, and like so not even trying to. She is smart. She knows nobody's buying this whole medic thing.
Yeah.
Especially, and we'll get into it later with her coughing and everything. But I think she really just wanted to go home at that point, and he figured she is safer to have around than somebody who actually still gives a damn.
I guess that does make sense. He's thinking like, whatever challenges they've got coming up, is she going to just sit them out? She's going to take herself out of it. But I don't know. I think like if it came down to it, if it was like she was right there about to win, she would probably have a magic recovery and be able to compete.
Maybe all of the evicted villains come back, and I think it's going to be Survivor style where they come back to vote.
I think they are going to come back. Yeah. Definitely.
But maybe they have a last chance to get back into the house. Who knows?
Maybe.
We don't.
I hope not. I don't think they can squeeze that much into that episode. So I think they're just going to come back to vote.
We don't even know what the segments are called. So we don't know how this finale is playing out.
I don't even know what this show's about.
We know there's some villains. We know we're enjoying it no matter what.
Okay.
And then we've got the conversation with Bananas and Fair Play. It's just not fair to Fair Play. He made a bad choice. He is now being compared to a rat and a wolf, which is in the nominations, I guess.
Yeah.
It's all pretty vague. And what do you think his strategy was there? Like, again, he's facing the repercussions of nominating Bobby Light still the next episode.
I don't know if Johnny is like, if Fair Play is like trying to do some sort of emotional manipulation to stay in the house.
I think so, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think he's actually that upset about it, for sure. So, but it is funny. I don't really know.
I don't think he intended to have to lean on the emotions that hard. But again, like Omarosa with her injury, it's like nobody's buying it. Fair Play, we love you, but we're not buying what you're selling.
These two nominees are just completely falling apart. One of them's having an emotional breakdown. The other one is going to die if she gets like a strap on her chest. Like, obviously these two can't, they can't hack it. I don't know. Maybe they can't handle this anymore.
I think Fair Play definitely wants to stay. Omarosa, I feel like, is just mad about something. Like, she just got over all her time in the house. Maybe she was mad that they didn't want to cook for her as often as they did and wait on her hand and foot. But the point she brought up, I think, is fair, that Tanisha quit her redemption challenge and still is safe, and Omarosa got nominated even though she didn't participate. But Omarosa hasn't participated in anything.
Not really. I mean, not even the first one. None of these challenges. She's really participated in them.
Yeah, she has won through deals she's brokered, not through like actual effort.
I'm thinking like the first one, she just stood there.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, the masquerade thing, she just sat there. She didn't even try to win that one. I don't remember what came after that because they've kind of gone downhill from there to me. But she's never really tried to do anything.
And she's almost always had, which this week, for Bobby Light's thing, they didn't go on a reward, right? I don't have that as
I don't think they did. Which is like, again, what happened to the format of the show? Like,
unless maybe that was last week. Maybe I
don't think it was, though, because when, like, the beginning of episode 8 was like right after the nominations.
Yeah. We're doing great.
And I don't think there was
I want to pull up my notes for episode 7, but I don't want to make everybody wait that long. So if there was, it was not memorable. And maybe because he nominated himself, he canceled out his reward.
Maybe.
But now I'm vaguely feeling like he took Tanisha and Omarosa, maybe.
Maybe he did.
Or Omarosa and Anfisa.
Wait, was that the car? Was that the car?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was Bobby Lights, Omarosa, and Johnny Fairplay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See, nope, totally.
Forgot about it.
Maybe the rewards should go for season 2 because I don't even remember them.
It's just everything. I get that they have to make certain people leave the house at certain times, but everything is so like, oh, we have to do something. What are we going to do today? Let's rent a car. Oh man, we got to get rid of these people to set up the challenge. What can we do? Is there a comedy club available? They're usually closed during the day. Let's call,
Yeah.
let's call and see what we can do. It's like it wasn't planned. It's just whatever the PAs could think of for that day. They're like, you have $50. Go.
But don't put any gas in the car.
No, absolutely not. Which makes it better, I think. But
yeah,
not the actual rewards and challenges. You know what? I'm sure somebody is listening to this. Can you call us? We have lots of ideas. We would love to help.
We've got fan feedback for you, and
we do.
We've got ours, and we will get more.
Yeah, but most importantly, ours.
Yes,
the fans, sure, but we're the biggest fans. We're the ones with the podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. It's not fair to Fair Play. He gets nominated. Blah blah blah.
After the nominations, right?
Hanging in the house again.
So
that's what we do.
I have to skip right over to this thing with Bananas and Fair Play because what on earth? Because I know, okay. Bananas is like, come kiss me on the lips. Fair Play's like, okay. And he gets over there. But here's the thing is like, Fair Play, like, looked like he was actually like embarrassed a little bit. And I don't know if it's just like, the camera angle or whatever, but it's like, he's just kind of like taken aback, because like Banana starts laughing or whatever. And he eventually ends up leaving the room when Bananas and Shake are just like dying laughing. And I was like, is Fair Play okay?
Like, he's willing to do what it takes to stay around, but I don't really think that was something he had to do.
No, that was a weird moment.
Is it deranged or is it love? I think it's a little of both. Well, I don't know that anybody can replace Bobby Lights in Banana's heart. That's his one true love. As much as Corinne keeps making appearances in the montages, I think we should have had one. We'll have another one with Anfisa, but with something with Bobby Lights and Johnny Bananas. I bet Bobby didn't want to do it, but it would have been fun. So then did something. Okay. So at this point, my boyfriend walked in to go get food. And he knows who the characters are. And he said that Johnny Fairplay farted on Bananas. Is that what happened? What did I miss there?
He did.
What? So
like, okay, he said something about sticking his thumb up his butt, right?
Right.
Over there. And then he's jumping on the beds. Like, he's like jumping on the beds and he farts in his face. And I'm like, there's so much testosterone in this room. Like,
was that intentional? I wasn't going to rewind to watch
it. It was intentional, yeah. Because that's when Fairplay got up and just left the room. He was like, I'm done with this. Well, I think Fairplay realized he was like, I'm too old for this.
Wait, it was Bananas that farted, or it was Fairplay that farted?
It was Bananas.
Oh, I thought it was Fairplay.
No. It was Bananas. He was literally jumping on the bed. He running across, like walking across the beds like you do in a hotel room, like jumping across the beds.
Boy humor, man.
In space. So at funny.
They make it entertaining.
Shake thought it was funny.
Of course.
No surprise there.
That checks out. Of course, Shake thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Now, while Tanisha's hiding in her closet eating Subway, we have Fairplay trying to, on the sly, make a deal with Shake, which if any alliance was going to work out at this point, I think that's probably the best bet, because they're kind of two on the outs, but still skating by players. Sorry, Fairplay. I'm sorry, but that's what it looks like from our angle. And then while that's going, there's so much going on at the same time.
A lot of stuff going on at the house. Yeah.
You want to talk about Anfisa and Banana Boat?
I'm not really sure if there's much to say about that other than just Anfisa and Bananas rode around in a swan. And
they did. And she was, again, okay, so now we have Omarosa with the medical thing. Not believable. Fair play with the tears, not believable. Anfisa, love and bananas. That is okay. It's not the least believable, but it's definitely
It's
up
not
there with the other
believable.
two. No one's buying it. Bananas isn't buying it. He just wants to get in the boat, the banana boat. I had to do it. I know. I'm sorry. I'll see myself out. And then instead of a deal with fair play, what is Shake doing? The Omarosa and Fisa conversation. He's jumping on this. We're back in boats. He's jumping on a sinking ship. Trying to do whatever.
I don't know about like Shake trying to make this deal with Omarosa and Anfisa. Like I said earlier, it doesn't make any sense. They both hate him.
I feel like to him, he's playing the numbers game angle where anybody he can ally with, it's not really going to matter. But that isn't an angle we've seen before. So it works out. Well, he wasn't even at risk this week, but.
No, for once, finally.
Yeah. So I'm not really sure what's going on with the alliances, but he's not up for banishment. Instead, we have Omarosa and fair play again.
Yeah. And so we kind of go into this one with Shake being the deciding vote, which is interesting.
Shake has power.
Yeah.
And not that he hasn't before. He won that redemption challenge, but he's never had power like as a deciding factor in the house. He's never won the battle royales. I keep struggling to think of what the name is.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, but he has a moment. Good for you, Shake.
Good for Shake. And I think he made the right decision.
Yeah, I do too. I didn't want to see fair play go. I'm over Omarosa. The whole thing with now I was wondering, why is she coughing? Why is she coughing? Now it makes sense. She does not want to be strapped into that chair. Could you just be a good sport for 5 seconds, Omarosa? It's not going to kill you. You're not going to have a heart attack. And they call in the medic again. Same medic is there.
This medic is like, I'm never doing this again.
I hope he got a bonus having to deal with her. My God. And he's not saying it. He's looking at the producers like, yeah, no, I'm not.
And they're asking her, they're like, what do you want to do? She's like, I just, she's like, I'm not going to die because of this.
And everyone's like, no, you're not. Man, you're not going to die. So strap up. Get strapped, lady. And then Joel takes a selfie while they're all sitting waiting for Omarosa. I love him so much. Joel.
It's so unserious, and I do love that about it.
Yeah, he's just the best. And she said as she's departing, not in the chair, she walks out, she's given it her all, and she's not a quitter. I'm like, what? That's like you saying you don't stab people in the back, you stab them in the front, and then nominating Corinne and Tanisha. You just saying things to say things, which is then just so that somebody can make a grand exit. Joe Morosa gets in the chair.
He's had a big couple of weeks. He got to do the flipping in episode 8, and then he got to get flipped in episode 9. So I'm happy for him.
Yeah, we forgot about that. Yeah, he did do the flipping, even though he didn't get that bonus. He didn't get to hit the button, but he did sit in the supervillain chair. And he takes Omarosa's doll with him. So at least her doll is getting
some part of her.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's it. Now we're ready for the finale.
I'm excited for the finale.
Me too. If nothing else, besides the entertainment, I mean, the cast really is like the heart of this show. And but I'm also just as interested to see how this is going to play out. Like, how are they eliminating people? Why were there still 5 there? It's a lot. It's not like they started with 20 and got down to 5. There were only 10 to begin with.
Yeah, they've eliminated 5 people from this show, and there's 1 episode left. I'm wondering if it's going to be a longer episode. Do you know?
I don't. I guess I could look at, like, does TV Guide still exist where you can look that up?
I don't know. I'm sure something exists. I just don't know about it. But I'm curious if it's going to be just an hour episode because I think there's a lot of ground to cover.
I know.
But
And they didn't say it was going to be an extra long episode. They just kind of
mhm,
teased it, and we see that they're sitting at a long table ready to chow down on
there's
something.
some kind of food, we can presume, probably something disgusting. And then I definitely think that the rest of the cast is coming back.
Yes, we know Jax has said he comes back. But
Yes. And so
we
I
don't,
think that has to be what he's talking about. They come back for that final episode.
I think
And
so
that
too.
does make sense. And they're going to vote for the winner, which to me, if everyone's voting for the winner, I think Shake doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I don't know, because he's pissed the most people off. If
Mm-hmm.
that is the way, if that is the way that they decide the winner, who do you think it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be? Like, who would you say?
It's tough because, and I guess it depends on whether they eliminate anybody else before they get to that point of voting. I'm sure they will. So I guess it depends on who's left, but it's like, I feel like Shake has made a lot of enemies. And so there's no
Yes.
way. There's no way. And Fisa was barely there. No one's voting for her.
I,
So I don't
yeah,
know.
I could see Tanisha, if everybody comes back to vote, I could see
Mhm.
Tanisha taking it
I think so.
because she's really not made any enemies except Omarosa
Mhm.
in that house. Well, no, I don't know. Bobby Lights now might be pretty
Maybe.
salty.
Maybe. Yeah. They've all double crossed somebody at some point or another.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It would
Bananas
be
would be
interesting.
the obvious choice, I think, like if you're just looking at it from who's played the best game so far.
Right.
But I think Tanisha is a sleeper there. And Fair Play wasn't really friends with anybody but Omarosa that left, I think.
Not
So
really. I don't
we'll
know.
have
I
to
mean,
see.
honestly, I'd be happy for any of them to win it besides Anfisa.
Yeah, me too. But pick one. Like if you had to, like,
If I had to pick one
yes.
person to take it all, honestly, I would probably pick Tanisha.
Yeah. Okay.
I
She
mean,
is a good choice.
I've really liked her. And I mean, I love our boy Fair Play and everything,
Yeah,
but I
I
don't
know.
know.
And I see this whole time I've been bananas, bananas, bananas. And I have been posting on Instagram every day and will continue to do so until Bananas comes on this podcast. But I have to say, I kind of want Shake to win.
You know what? That would be second choice for me for sure.
Okay.
Um, because yeah, well, we're Love Is Blind. That's where we came from.
I
So
know. And
for
he's
Shake to
really,
win would be cool.
yeah, he really has grown on me. Maybe we'll get him back to talk about the finale. We'll see what he's up to. I
That's true.
really wanted to go for anybody in the LA area. There's going to be a House of Villains finale watch party with the Johnnies, Fair Play and Bananas at Jack's Studio City, Jax's bar in, I think it is in Studio City. I don't know. It's in that general Los Angeles area that is 4 hours wide. So December 21st, Jack Studio City. I think it's villaintix.com if you want to go. I would have loved to. I unfortunately have other plans with it being so close to Christmas, but somebody please go so that Jordan and I can live vicariously because I have wanted to go to one of these watch parties for so long and keep missing them.
That sounds like a lot of fun. No, they never do them over here. If somebody come do some stuff in Atlanta or
Maybe next
Nashville.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe next season for Love Is Blind, but I don't think they're filming in Atlanta. I think they do film in their
No.
actual cities now. So, all right, guys, that's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening, watching, whatever you're doing. Please like, subscribe, rate, review. We would love to get more reviews. We really appreciate it. That's what helps get the podcast out there and for more people listening and to help promote House of Villains. And follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I don't know what's happening to my voice. Facebook at LovePod Podcast. We love you, and we will see you next week. Oh, and buy our glasses on Etsy, Wild Horse merch. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.